Retirement is right around the corner. There are some things you need to be thinking about now.
Our money expert is here today with some advice on the things you should do first if your retirement date is on the calendar for next year.
How exciting. Bruce Helmer joins us now, and this is a really kind of cool talker because if you are retiring next year, that's got to be so exciting.
Yeah, and actually you could extend this beyond a year. We put 1 year, but as you're getting into the home stretch, there's a number of things you should be thinking about.
Okay, so what are some of the first things that you should do?
I think one of the things that you wouldn't think of that we coach our clients on, everyone thinks financial advisors, it's all about money and numbers, but we talk to our clients about the life transition. You got used to working 40 hours a week for 40 years, and now suddenly that stops. How do you fill that void? What are you going to do? What purpose are you going to have? What passion are you going to have to get up in the morning? We talk about that a lot, and a lot of people make that transition really well. Others really struggle with that transition.
Sure, sometimes you find one spouse wants to travel and do a lot of things, and another just wants to be at home and garden or whatever.
Jason, that's a great point. Communication between spouses or between partners, what do you both want? What is your vision of the future and what's consistent? And it's okay to have different hobbies. If he likes to golf and she likes to walk or whatever, you can go do those things individually and with friends, but you need to communicate and talk about what that's going to be like.
And we talk about the 401k a lot, and you are especially encouraging people, in their 20s to get started early, but your advice for this is actually to max it out one last time.
Yeah, if you've only got 1 more year to work, why not get as much in there as you can afford to get in there? And then the other issue that's going to come up, now that I am retired, what do I do with that 401k that I've been contributing to all these years? And for the vast majority of people, you're going to want to convert that or roll that over to an individual retirement account. In an IRA, you have a lot more choices than the 401k plan, which is probably a good thing, and you have more control. But even that, people don't know exactly how to do that. So you got to make a decision with that 401k, and then you want to hopefully do that efficiently. And you might need some help doing that.
Healthcare is probably the biggest cost item that people worry about.
And that's a great point, Jason. Again, so now I'm retired. How do I take inventory of how much it's going to cost me to live and how much, and where's my income going to come from? I don't get a paycheck anymore, so am I going to file for Social Security? Am I going to draw down on my IRA or my retirement plans? And how much is it going to cost me to live? We have a new expense. If health care was a benefit at work and now it's not, I got to pay for that. Other expenses go away, but everybody thinks when I retire, cost of living goes down. We typically see the first few years it goes up because you go do all those things you've been waiting to do.
I also imagine that filing your taxes is much different when you're working versus when you're retired.
Great point. So, when I'm working, my paycheck is my paycheck and there's not much else I can do. When I'm retired, what my income is and where it comes from, I have some control over that. I can manipulate that and I can try to create some tax savings. And again, that's where we come in, financial advisors. How do we maximize the efficiency of that retirement income?
What do you think is harder, creating the financial plan for that first or second year of retirement, or the emotional side of it, creating kind of the life plan?
I think they're interrelated. I don't think you can separate the two. So again, in our practice, we talk about values in life planning, and it's not just about money. Money's just a tool, and we have the conversation. But I see people, honestly, if people struggle, my clients probably struggle more with the emotional change than the financial change.
I can imagine.
It's exciting but scary, too.
Yeah.
Bruce, thank you.
Thank you.
You can see Bruce right here on Mid-Morning each Tuesday and get more financial advice on his show, Your Money, on CCO Radio. That is Sunday mornings from 8:30 to 9:30. And if you have a financial question, you can actually call that number, leave a message, and your question might be answered on Bruce's show.
A new